Alright, this is the first part to a tutorial series that I did not make for a long time after saying I would make it. But hey, we're here now. So, this will be only, we're going to be making scrolling, and then we're going to be making a very simple office with like one GUI element. So what I've done in advance here, I've made three objects. I've imported the easing object, I've made the mouse follow, and I've made a camera follow. And then I've made three layers, and the top layer is those objects, because they are like, you know, they're above everything, they're important. So, what I've also done, as you can see here, in the properties of the application, here in Window, I've made the resolution what I tend to do for the my FNAW games, which is 960 by 540. And as you can see, right this little line here, this right here, roughly, is what you'll see in game. This is the resolution frame. The rest of this is because frame 1 is actually bigger, it's wider, it's 1200. So the reason for that is that, you know, if you have scrolling, you want the game place, or the game space, I guess, to be bigger than your frame. Otherwise the camera won't move because it doesn't have to. So, but first we have to actually code the scrolling, so I'm gonna show you right now. As you can see, neither of these objects do anything. So, we're going to go into an event editor, and we're going to fix that with a single always event. And the tutorial will go forward, assuming that you have like basic knowledge of Clickteam and like how to navigate everything. So always, and we're going to right click, mouse follow. We're going to set its X coordinate to be X mouse. And then we're going to go back again, Y coordinate, Y mouse. Now if I launch it, you'll see that now it roughly sticks to my mouse, but the camera object does not. So what I'm going to do first is right click storyboard controls, and then we're going to put scrollings, center window position and frame, and we're just going to click the object, and that'll do it automatically. As you can see, it works, but it does not move. To fix that, we have the easing object. So I'm going to click move object, move camera. Now, you can find examples of what all these little, like what easings these do, but what I like to do is easing out, exponential function. And then target X coordinate, we're going to use position of the mouse object X coordinate. And then we're going to do the same for the Y coordinate, right there. And then milliseconds, and then I'm going to do 1000 because that's what I tend to do. Now, as you can see, it works. You can kind of tell where it's moving, but it's a white space, so let's fix that. Now you're going to want to, you'll have your GUI stuff will probably be here in your top layer, and your bottom layer, I'll get to that, but we're going to use the second layer for the office. So I'm going to add an active object, and I'm going to rename this to be office. And I'm going to go into it, import at the top left, an office image I've already made using the FNAW 2 office. As you just saw, I used the hotspot tool. You can move it anywhere, but I obviously move it in the center, so it is in the frame. And then if you want to be it perfect, align and frame, left, right click again, align and frame top. And as you can see, it is the exact same size as the frame, 1200 by 540. So with that image, you can probably now actually tell that it's scrolling. And with the way we made the scrolling, the farther your mouse is, the faster it goes. But if you move your mouse slowly, it'll do this, which is very nice. So I'm going to save, Now, I'm going to go back to layer 3, because that's where I'm going to be putting my GUI. I'm going to be making a new active, and I'm going to name this camera button. Now, I've made 2 images ahead of time, so I'm going to have its idle animations, say when you're not clicking it and you're not hovering over it. And I'm going to make that loop. I'm going to make a new animation, hover. Click this, import, center it, loop. Now, there is a small issue. Obviously, you can go into runtime and uncheck follow the frame, and this will make it, it'll make it stay in place. It won't move around with the background. So to show you, this is with it off on that object, and this is with it on. You can see how that works. Now the issue is you can tell it's off the center. Now to fix this, it is a little annoying, but you'll have to go to frame 1, change the width to match your frame, we're shrinking it essentially, then click horizontal center, and then go back and make your frame as big as it was before. So now with that done, the camera button is in the center like it should be. And I will do one last thing before the end of the tutorial, and that will be making a new event, controls, the mouse, check for a mouse pointer over an object, and we're going to do camera. And then we'll go here, camera animation, animation sequence, hover. And then you will see when I hover my mouse, it turns into the other thing. But when I move it away, it never goes back. So to fix this, we're going to copy this and we're going to copy event 2, and we're going to click this object, right click this, and negate. So now what this is saying is when the mouse pointer is not over it. And then we're going to go into the event, and I'm going to change the animation trigger to stopped. So now, when I launch the game, as you can see, it's normal. I hover, it changes color, but when I move my mouse off it, it goes back to normal. So that is how to do when you hover over and have it change. Now there are other things you could do for your animation. You could make the object a little bigger with the animation, or it could just become bigger. You could even have it like turn upside down maybe. But for now, for most games, we'll just have it change its appearance. So that will be everything for this episode. The next time we will be entering camera territory. You'll be clicking this object, and then a little animation will play, and then you'll see like the cameras and the buttons and all that stuff. That'll be next time. But for now, have a good one.